Hello. Good morning, students. So yesterday we discussed about COCOMO. Okay. So why we are using COCOMO means this is used for estimating time, cost and effort. Okay, effort equal to C into size power K, where size is measured in KDSI means thousands of delivered source code instruction. Okay. Here K is also constant. So see here for exponent value when means k value is greater than 1 means the larger projects are seen as requiring more proportion than the smaller project. If the k value is greater than means the larger projects are requiring as more proportion than the smaller ones. Okay. This is about COCOMO 2. So this is about COCOMO. Okay. So I am waiting for other students till joining. So I am waiting for other students. Only 27 students are joined now. I am waiting for the remaining students who are not till joined. So today we discussed about COCOMO 2 model. That is COCOMO 2. Okay. So COCOMO 1 makes a variety of assumptions about the software development process in order to produce its estimates. Okay. So the latter will only be somewhat accurate when the project uses the waterfall process model and every line of code is produced from a scratch. So it also fails to take into account that nowadays higher level programming languages are employed and also supported by various automated tools. So these are not supported by COCOMO 1. So COCOMO will not support the high level programming languages, and also various upcoming tools also not supported by COCOMO 1. Okay. So here Barry Boehm, this also derived by Barry Boehm. Barry Boehm derived after study of 63 projects, derived COCOMO 1. After that, after the study of 163 projects with various multiplier exponents, constant values, which were initially set by projects, he derived COCOMO 2 after study of 163. Okay. Okay. So here COCOMO 2 comprises support for various development methodologies. It gives support to the various development methodologies such as component-based development and prototyping. Okay, and it will also give support for fourth generation programming languages and case support tools. It give support to these programming languages also and support tools also. And COCOMO 2 still consists of 3 levels. Okay. So here consists of three different stages. COCOMO 2. Okay, so see here, this COCOMO 2 have three different stages. One is application composition, next early design, last one post architecture. Okay, so first we move to the application composition. So this application model involves prototyping efforts to solve potential high risk issues such as user interface, software or system interaction, performance or technology maturity. So the cost of this type of effort are best estimated by the application composition model. So this application composition model, here the external features of a system that the user will experience are designed here. So here external features of a system that user will experience are designed, and also prototyping will typically be employed to do this. So to estimate the effort for application composition, the function point approach to means effort for application composition and also function point approach we will discuss later. That is counting the external features. External features means screens, reports, tables, etc. are counted in application composition. Okay. If my voice is clear, my screen is visible. Okay, 61 are joined. Next, we move to the early design. So, early design model involves exploration of alternative software or system architecture and components of operations. Okay. So, at this stage, not enough is generally known to support the fine grained cost estimation. So, the corresponding COCOMO to capability involves the use of function points and a course gained set of 7 cost. Okay. This early design estimation so here the fundamental software structure are designed is important and careful attention should be paid to design the architecture. Okay. At the early design stage, so function point is converted into LOC. So we already studied about what is function point and we already studied about LOC means lines of code. So here at the early design stage, the function point converted into LOC means lines of code. And it is calculated by the formula first to drive person per month. This is the formula. Okay. So I will explain this formula with an example in next slides. COCOMO 2 explain with an example in the next slides. So just see the formula here. So PM means person per month equal to capital A into size exponential SF into employee 1, employee 2 and so on, employee N. So here SF equal to B plus, here A is constant, B is also constant. So SF first we have to, before calculating PM, first we have to calculate SF value. So SF equal to B plus 0.01 into sum of exponential driven rating. So here COCOMO give a table. In that we have to choose the values. We will discuss it in the next exponential driven rating with an example. Okay, so just remember this formula, and A equal to 2.94 is a constant value and fixed value, and also a size measured in KDSI. Okay. Size measured in KDSI, and B value is, so remember yesterday class already told you KDSI means thousands of derived source code instruction. Okay, K means 1000, D means derived source code instruction. So size measured in KDSI and B equal to 0.91. Okay, clear so far? This will I will explain in the next slides with an example. COCOMO to give some table that by considering the table you have to calculate the exponent driven rating. Okay. So the effect of the exponent, see here the effect of the exponent is given by the qualities of the product and is used to calculate the scale factor. SF is scale factor. So the effect of the exponents is given by the qualities of the product and is used to calculate the scale factor. Okay. The qualities of the project are listed below. So first of all, we have to identify the qualities of the project by the these values. See here the qualities of the product listed below by depending upon these qualities we have to identify either the project is very high or low, very low, medium or high. We have to choose. See here this table. So this is the scale factor values given by COCOMO 2 by identifying the project that PRX is very low or low, nominal high, very high. We have to choose. I will explain with an example. So first we have to know what is Prex and Flex, Result, Team and PMAT. So the qualities of the project are listed below. First one, precedentedness. Okay. So that is represented in the code PREC. Okay, PREC, these are called as a driver. Calculate here exponential driver rating. Okay, so this is driver. So PREC, we have to identify either very low or low. We have to define depending upon the project. Okay, first we must know what is precedentedness. So PREC, so this is the degree in which the past cases are similar to the current project. If you are using the old with the new one. Okay, so the greater the novelty of the new system, the more uncertainty exists. Okay, and higher value of the exponential driver is given. So when we are using the past cases similar to the current project, so the greater the novelty of the new system, the more uncertainty exists. So higher value of the exponents is given here. Okay, if the project is this type of category, we provide very high value for the PREC. Okay, then development flexibility. That is flex. This reflects the number of different ways in taking the requirements. How many ways we are taking the requirements? So the less is flexibility is there. So if the flexibility is less, then the higher value of exponents is driven here. If the flexibility is less, we have to give the higher value. If the flexibility is more, we are give the lower value. That is about flex. Then we move to the architecture risk resolution. Okay, so Architecture risk resolution (RESL). This refers the degree of uncertainty about the changes made the requirements. If any changes made the requirements, so if the changes are difficult to make, the higher would be given to the expense. If the changes are difficult to make, we have to give the higher to the exponential rate. Nothing but in this table, low or very low, depending upon the condition of the project. Next, we move to the team cohesion. So here, this reflects to the degree where there is a large and dispersed team, perhaps in several countries. So the larger the team, the higher the exponent driver value. If the team is very large, then we have to give the high value for the exponential driven value. Okay, understand? Then process maturity. This explains the quality of this project. If you want good quality for the good quality of the project, so you have to give high value. So the more structured and organized software produces high quality. Okay. The less quality increases the exponent driven value. If the quality is less, it will increases the exponent driven value. So here COCOMO 2 is rated according to, so COCOMO 2 is rated according to rate of the judgment. So COCOMO 2 is rated according to rate of the judgment. So rate of judgment is nothing but very low or low, nominal, high, very high, extra. Okay. So I already told when the PMAT value is very low, so it costs high. When the PMAT value is very high, it costs low. Okay, we have to check. Okay, we have to check here. So this is the table given by COCOMO 2 scale factor values. You have to identify the project is very low or low, nominal, about PREX, then flex, then RESL, then team, then PMAT. We have to check. Okay, I will explain this with an example. Don't worry. Next, that COCOMO 2 early design effort multiplier table is given here. So here code is RCPX and the effort modified product reliability and complexity. He has given the values extra low 0.49, very low 0.6. These are the values given by COCOMO 2. So these are the modifiers. RUse means required reusability, PDF means platform difficulty, PERS means personal capability, PREX means personal experience, FCL means facility available, and SCD means schedule present. So this is the design multiplier table given by the COCOMO 2. This table we call it as a early design effort multiplexer. And this is effort multiplexer. This is post architecture. Okay. So before going to this is effort early design table. This is post architecture table. So see here, early design table is there, post architecture is there. So before going to example, I will discuss about post architecture. So actually the post structure, once the system architecture has been designed, a reasonable accurate estimate of the software size can be made. So the estimate at this level uses more extensive set of multiples reflecting personal capabilities, product and project characteristics. Okay. This post architecture model involves the actual development and maintenance of a software product. Okay. So this stage proceeds the most cost efficiently if a software lifecycle architecture has been developed. So validated with respect to the system mission, concept of operation and risk, and established as the framework for the product. So this is about post architecture. So I will also give the post architecture effort multipliers. This is the he is given. So here three parts. Then one is driver type, then is code, then cost driver. So driver type, product activities, computer attributes, personal attributes, project attributes. In code, relay data, CPLX, then time, store, bit, turn. So these are the effort multipliers table given by COCOMO 2. Okay, clear so far? Now I'm going to explain about the COCOMO 2 with an example. How you calculate the person per month. So in previous, please check the previous papers and solve the problem by using this table. If any doubt, please write a message in chat box. Okay. So here COCOMO 2 examples here. Consider a company is developing a software package for an educational institution. Okay. The company want to develop a software package for educational institution that would automate various academic activities. We all know about, that is course registration, grading, etc. So this institution has already selected some software staff which automated various academic activities. They are already worked on some of the academic activities such as library details, accounting results, faculty payroll, etc. They already worked on this automated various activities. So here which already operational. So the size of the code is expected to be written in 10,000 SLOC. So the size is representing KLOC. So here size KLOC means here size value is 10 because size is represented in KLOC. Thousands of lines of code. So 10K LOC. Okay. So the package to be developed for various vendors is similar to the software developed by the same vendor for different client. Here they are using the similar to the previous project for different clients. So here the requirements are clear and rare, unlike to change where the risk is low. So compare the effort that you have to take if the vendor have high process maturity and the ad hoc development practice is bit difficult. So where we have to take a high process maturity and also ad hoc development practice. So where the other aspects of the projects like product compatibility, platform difficulty, reusability, scheduling, etc. are all nominal. So this is the example given. So we have to identify here what is the scale factor value for Prex and Flex RESL. Okay. So see here. So what is the value of Prex? We have to identify by reading the project, then Prex and RESL, T and PMAT. In PMAT, we have two categories. One is maturity, another one is ad hoc development. Okay. So see here, already discussed about Prex. So what is Prex means? If the if the project case is similar to the current project, then the exponent value is higher. So in this example, I already told you that is they already worked on some project, so they are going to the same similar project, but extra fields they are adding. So here Prex value is very high. Okay, clear? Next, development flexibility. So here this means the number of different ways is taking the requirement. So here this is about the academic activity. So we are taking the different requirements So here more flexibility is there. So we are giving the here low value. If the flexibility is less, then we are giving the high priority. But here flexibility is more, so we are giving here low value. Okay. Then RESL. RESL means so this is the degree of uncertainty about the changes made requirements. If there any uncertainty about the changes made requirements, so if the changes are difficult to make, so if the after completing if the project, completing the project, the changes are difficult to make, then we give RESL. So here after the changes are difficult to made here because it is a academic details, so it includes students details and also faculty details and examination section, management. So if any change, one change is required, we have to change overall academic activity. So it is very high. We are taking it a very high. Then team. So here the larger teams we are taking because it is an academic means academic one. So we are taking very high. Okay. So this is the academic activity. So the team we required is very large number of the large team we are required here. Not we are not done the project with small team. So we are requiring here large team. So this is very high. Then PMAT in maturity. In maturity means we have to good quality of the project. We want good quality. We are taking here very high value. And ad hoc development is always we are taking low value, because we are taking the low value, it will give the high value in the table. So that's why we are taking ad hoc development is very low value and maturity is very high value. So these values are taken by the this table. This value is taken by this table. Okay, clear? So now remember that you have to take, we have to decide a very high or low depending upon the project. Every project, the praxis, the prax scale factor is always very high. Now we have to, depending upon the project, these values will change. So you have to read the example carefully and you have to identify the prax scale factor values. So by this example, these are the values of the parameters. Okay, only for this example only, not for every example. This example I am deciding these are the values. So by using this table, we have to take that value and we have to solve the problem. So see here, first we have to calculate. Actually, our aim is to calculate the PM percent per month, but first we have to calculate the scale factor value. That's why we are calculating here scale factor value. So scale factor value equal to B plus 0.01 into exponent driven rating. Driven rating in nothing but these values we are taken from the table. So these are the values taken from the table. For example, here 1.24 praxis very high. See here, prax very high 1.24. Okay, so these are the values taken from the table. After we are identifying the very high low values. So after this we have to calculate SI value 1.01. So here in prac in PMAT we have to give two values. One is very high, another one is very low. This is very high. This is very low value. Okay, this is very high. But if, see the table here. This is very low and this is very high value. 7.80 is very low. This is very high value. Okay, clear? This is very low. This is very high value. So by substituting this sum of experiment driver rating, these are we are taking here 5 categories. Prex here. So this is Prex. This is Flex, RESL, Team, and PMAT. So PMAT has 2 values. We are taking here 2 values. Okay, clear? Any doubt? Please write a message in chat box. Then after calculating this value, SF is 1.0 here, 1.08 here, and SF is 1.01. When PMAT value is very low, we are getting 1.0 value. On PMAT matching is very high, we are getting 1.01. Just remember this. Then we calculate after we are getting the SF value, then we have to scale factor value. We are calculated a scale factor value, then we have to substitute here. So here PM is A into size exponential SF into employee 1, employee 2, and employee 3. So here we are taking only EM is for 1 employee. That's why I'm taking the value here. Employee 1 is 1. Okay. So 2.94 into 10 power 1.08 and 1.01. This is very low. This is very high for PMAT value. So 10 power 1.08, 12.02. That is 10.03. So after getting 35.34, that is 36% per month. The effort required is 36% per month, and here 30% per month when we are taking a maturity process. Okay, very high, we are getting 30% per month. Okay, so in this step we have to calculate the COCOMO 2. Okay, so far clear? Everybody understand about COCOMO 2? Clearly understand. So this we have to practice in some more examples about this COCOMO 2. You have to identify what is the Prex scale factor value, Flex scale factor value, RESL, Team, PMAT. So you must read the all these definitions clearly, and you have to identify the scale factor value. Okay. Next topic is SLOC, that is nothing but source line of code. Source lines of code. So here SLOC is a metric used to measure the size of the computer program by counting the number of lines in the source code. So we are using here by counting the number of lines in the source code. So SLOC is used to predict the amount of work and effort that will be required to develop a program and to estimate the productivity. So it is used to predict the amount of work and the effort that will be required to develop a program and to estimate the productivity. So there are 2 types of SLOC are there. One is physical SLOC, second one is logical SLOC. So in physical SOC, it is the count of the lines in the text of the program, source code excluding the comment line. So it is the count of the lines in the text of the program, source code excluding the comment line. So here physical SLOC defines are definitions are sensitive and are very easy to measure. Then we move to logical SLOC. It is the count of number of executable statements excluding the comment lines. So here logical SLOC are less sensitive to format. Okay. So in this example here, physical LOC means number of lines, count the 1, 2, 3, 4. So here 4 physical LOC and 2 logical codes. These are 1, 2. These are executable statement is for and print 2. So 2 large scale SLOC are there in this example, and this is one command line. Okay, clear everybody? Then many models such as COCOMO uses SLOC as a parameter to calculate the effort for project. Okay, then here according to Vincent Maria, the SLOC values for various OS in Windows NT product line are as follows. So 1993 operating system is Windows NT 3.1, SLOC is 425 million. 1994 Windows NT 3.5 78 million. In 1996 Windows NT 4.0 11 to 12 million. In 2000 Windows 2000 more than 29. Okay, then 2001 Windows XP 40 million, and 2003 Windows Server 2003 50 million. These are the values given by Vincent Maria. Okay. Then we move to the advantages of SLOC. One is intuitive approach or a real approach. So intuitive approach means SLOC is an intuitive approach which serves as a correct metric for measuring the size of the software. So it gives the correct metric for measuring the size of the software. So here a functional point metric gives only view of the user. So I already studied about functional point FPS. Gives only the view of the user, where LOC expresses the size. It will give FP give only view, it will give the size, that is the lines of the code which gives the exact product complexity. It will provide lines of the code which give exact product complexity. Then another advantage is scope of automation of counting. So actually manual counting is eliminated and automated counting process is implemented here. So manual counting is eliminated and automated counting is process is implemented here. So some utilities are developed for counting LOC in a program, but this code counting utility cannot be same for all the languages. So this code counting utility is different for different coding languages. Okay. Next, problems with LOC or problems in LOC. So in these problems in LOC, first one is developer's experience. So see here, developer's experience. So implementation of logics and lines of code differs from person to person depending on experience of the developer. So if the programmer has too experienced, then he write the code in very less number of lines. If the programmer has less experience, he will same code in same language, but lines of code is differ from experienced person to non-experienced person. So an experienced developer may implement a certain functionality in few lines of code, and another developer with less experience may write the more lines of code even when they use the same language, because he is less experienced and that person is very experienced. So that we call it the problem in LOC, that is developer's experience. Clear? Then we move to the difference in language. So difference in language means consider two applications that provide the same functions. So one application is written in C++ and another application is written in COBOL. So through the function points are same, the line of code may not be the same, because C++ line of code is very less as compared to COBOL language. So they both will not be same. So as a consequence, the amount of effort required to develop the application So that is working hours would be different for COBOL and working hours is different for C++. That is we call it as a difference in language. Then we move to the lack of counting standards. So it is difficult to put this into practice for new languages being introduced every year. Okay, yeah, so it is difficult to practice for new languages being introduced every year. Okay, that is lack of counting standards. Then last one, problems with multiple languages. So see here, when multiple languages are implemented for same application, so the problems arises and the complexity increases here. Okay, that is the problems with multiple languages. Okay, so far clear? Any doubt, please write a message in chat box. Otherwise, I will move to the next topic, that is we are completed effort estimation, and only we are pending in use case model on topic, that is use case based estimation. Last class I will next class I will express about use case based estimation. Only one topic is left in estimation. So we are moving to the next topic, activity planning. Actually third unit is effort estimation and activity planning. Effort estimation, all topics are covered. So far only one topic is remained. One topic is pending, that is use case based estimation. So now I will start, I'm going to start activity planning. So that is the second topic in third unit, that is activity planning. So here when we move to the activity planning, we have to identify activities approaches. We have to identify the activity approaches. There are three approaches for identifying the activities or tasks. One is activity based approach, another one is product based approach, another one is hybrid based approach. So see here the activity based approach. Here it consisting of creating a list of all activities that the project is tough to involve. Project is thought to involve. So here, see here, in this approach consisting creating the list of activities involved in the project. We have to create the list of activities involved in the project, and this requires brainstorming session that is involving the whole project team for analyzing the project. So all the team members have to analyze the project here in activity based approach. When listing the activities for large project, it is helpful to subdivide the project into number of stages or consider each stage separately. If the project is large, we have to split the project into different stages and consider each of them separately. So this way of generating the task list is called as how we split the project. We call it as a work breakdown structure. Their project in this project is split into analysis part, design part, and build. Okay, so this WBS involves identifying the main or high level task and breaking it into set of or low level tasks. So here identify the high level task and break into different lower level tasks. So see here for this diagram where the design tasks, here design task is broken down into three tasks: data design, process design, and physical design. So here divided into lower level task. Okay, the higher level task is divided into lower level task. So here activities are added to a branch if they immediately occur after the task. If the after completion of the task, they have to add it to the branch the activities. So if they do not come immediately, they should not be added to the branch. If they do not come immediately, they do not add to the branches here. So while preparing WBS, 2 depth will result in means 2 depth means the height of the tree. Here 2 depth will result in large number of small tasks and will difficult to manage. So we are here 2 depth will result means is a small larger task or higher task are divided into larger tasks. Low task and low task into divided into small task and will be difficult to manage. So too shallow structure of WBS will provide insufficient details. So branch should be broken at a level where each leaf is assigned to an individual in the team. So we have to take care on the branch should be broken at a level where each leaf is assigned to a individual in the team. So advantages of WBS are the activities does not overlap for the individual. That is one of the advantages. Their overlap does not overlap for individual activities. And the project analysis and specifications are clear shown in WBS. So here project analysis and specifications clearly shown in the work breakdown structure. Okay. This is about work breakdown structure. Then we move to the next one, product based on approach. So this product based on approach, it consists of producing a product based approach, and next one product flow diagram. So it consists of PBS and PFD. So what is PBS means? The product based on structure means to show how a system can be broken down into different products for development. See the PPT here. This is the product is developed in system products. So how the system can be broken down into different products for development. And in this advantage is it is less likely to omit a product. So we already discussed in chapter 1. Project products is classified into system products, module products, management products, and module products is again classified into module design document. Module code here system design is classified into overall specification. In the end, test case and test indicator we are discussed in the first unit. We are discussing first unit. Then we move PFD. So once a product breakdown structure has been created, work can then begin on creating a product flow diagram. This is the product flow diagram, which identifies that the order of precedence of products will typically include the multiple and complex parallel paths. Okay, see here, this is parallel path. So that is about PFD. So here the requirements overall system management parallelly here identify module design integrated system test cases. Then it will join and we will give the result. Next, tested software, integrated tested software. Okay. So far clear? Any doubt? So next topic is hybrid. So next topic is hybrid based approach. See here this hybrid based approach. So before going to hybrid based approach, so we are already discussed about work breakdown structure. Workflow breakdown structure is based entirely on structuring the activities. So this is based entirely on structuring the activities, and also the PDF, the product flow chart is also based upon the project products. Here activities, WBS is based on activities. Here project product, which is the list of activities performed to produce a product. So here here PDF is which is the list of activities performed to produce a product. Here WBS has analysis of structuring both product and activity. So here hybrid approach is nothing but hybrid approach is a combination of both activities and products. Okay, it is the combination of both activities and products. And in PDF we are discussing about product. In WBS we are discussing activity. So hybrid approach is both combination of activities and products. So this hybrid approach has the 5 levels are identified here. These are the 5 levels. Level 1 is project, level 2 is deliverables, level 3 components, level 4 work package, and level 5 task. Okay, tomorrow we will discuss about hybrid approach. Then we discuss the this flow chart. Then we move to the network planning models. Okay. Does anybody has any doubt so far topics covered? Please write a message in chat box. Today I am ending the session. Anybody has any doubt, please write a message in chat box. Okay, thank you.